Hello, boys and girls. It's like every fucking day, it's like I've had some sort of podcast up. A lot of podcasts over the past week. And here's another one for your bitch ass. Hello, boys and girls. You're now listening. If you're on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, or Podbean, or wherever the fuck else you listen to your podcast, and watching if you're on YouTube, Peter Talks Super SmackDown. Yes, this is a special edition of Peter Talks SmackDown. It is Peter Talks Super SmackDown. And it was on a Tuesday night, live on the USA Network. If anybody's been keeping up, SmackDown is moving to USA. And I think maybe, just maybe, because I think Sci-Fi probably had something booked Thursday night, being that it's Christmas and all, that they went on and got this out of the way with a Super SmackDown. This was in Des Moines. Nothing to take serious. Now, what's crazy is that Seth Rollins is out. He showed up to the Slammy Awards on crutches. I guess they didn't bring him. I guess they didn't think to bring him in for the show. Maybe he's gonna show up for a dark appearance, just to be like, "Yo, I'm home, motherfuckers. What's good?" He would have had to play the babyface role. So they kept him off TV for that. But nevertheless, I hope if anyone come across like the dark moment of the show, maybe post live production, the ovation that Seth Rollins gets in Iowa, Des Moines, Iowa. I hope someone can send it my way. But this SmackDown was not to be taken serious. This is a down period. They done did what they had to do by putting the belt on Roman Reigns. You have a 6-week build into the Royal Rumble. We got the holidays. And, you got these storylines that came off of TLC, but not to be taken serious. If anything, you're going to have 3 matches for the Royal Rumble. You're going to have maybe a number 1 contendership, maybe a Divas match, and then you're going to have the championship match, and then you're going to have the Royal Rumble. So whatever storylines that's going on right now are going to be taken out way before the Rumble even begins. So this down period until the Royal Rumble, don't expect a lot of changes in, say, feuds that's going on. They're going to just extend these feuds, maybe come up with some different here and there, but nothing is to be taken serious over the next couple of weeks, say until maybe the 3rd week. I would say 3 weeks till, or 2 weeks till, you'll start picking up like some big storylines. So until then, they got, this Super SmackDown, the Slammies, they got the tribute to the troops. And this SmackDown, again, not to be taken serious. They had matches. I couldn't nitpick here and there, but it's no use. This was just an opportunity on USA Network to showcase the talent outside of what they already do for Raw, what to expect, what talent to expect on Thursdays going into the USA Network coming next month. I wish they would have actually brought in a new guy. I can't really come up with his name right now, but they got a new announcer, the guy who does boxing fights, and Morero, I think that's his name, or something. Forgive me if I murdered his name, but they should have had him out there for that. But nevertheless. So, yeah, Super SmackDown in USA in Des Moines, Iowa. It starts off with the New Day. I showed up late, so I don't even know what the fuck they were talking about. If anything, it was because they didn't win the tag team of the year or some shit like that. Maybe bitching and complain about that. But they faced the Lucha Dragons. Now, the Lucha Dragons defeated I think they defeated Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, which made them eligible and number 1 contenders basically right off the bat. They won on last night, the Slammy Awards, They won last night. That made them the number one contenders for the belt. So this SmackDown, okay, let's roll out our tag team, somewhat of our tag team division, because all these matches were tag team matches, by the way. The only thing that wasn't a tag team was the final event, and the headline match, which was a triple threat for the IC belt. Now, again, this had nothing to do with no more than just say, hey, here's the New Day, here's the Lucha Dragons. But the Lucha Dragons defeated the New Day with Xavier Woods and Kofi. This was Kofi and Big E, the big guns. So I didn't expect Lucha Dragons to win, like Lucha Underground. I'm so ready for that show to start. But you got a good performance by both Kalisto and Sin Cara. Apparently he had a botch. Anybody's just want to focus on Sin Cara fucking up. He's doing way more good things than he are bad. But yeah, the New Day wins, and they retain, and this was for the belt, by the way. But they retain the belt. Santino Marella shows back up. I don't know what capacity they're going to use him in moving forward. I think he's not going to be in the ring because he's officially retired. But he was at the Slammies last night. He mentioned that he's back, but what at capacity? I still wonder. And I wonder why he's been gone, what they offered him. If he's actually going to be in ring again, I guess that'd be interesting, to be funny. But I really thought we were done with Santino Marella. But he's in the back, like, planning a party, and he's setting up the tree. He puts the star on the tree with the cobra, and next thing you know, you see like a red glove take the star. I guess they're trying to impersonate the Grinch who stole Christmas. We found out later on who that Grinch was. And then they do the thing where they got different superstars wishing a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa, and all that shit. Dolph Ziggler wishes everyone a happy birthday. A Merry Christmas. Charlotte Flair, she's talking about how she can't fit her Land Cruiser in there. It's so weird. She's being a bitch. And she's like, oh, this camera's on? Oh, yeah, happy Merry Christmas or some shit. Tyler Breeze, they still running with him for some reason, and Roman Reigns, who gets a huge fucking pop. Ambrose in the back with Young, and he's like, I'm crazy because I'm Dean Ambrose. I'm crazy. I'm going to do crazy things when I'm in that crazy triple threat with the crazy Owens and the crazy Ziggler, but I'm crazier. Fuck out of here, man. I'm so done. This guy needs some depth. It's just something about, at least, if you're talking about the big three from the fucking Shield, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins. The one with any real depth is fucking Seth Rollins. He's actually been able to sort of move around a little bit with this character, even though he bitched for a while about what he did and how he defected from the Shield, how he created and then how he ended it and all that stuff. That went on for a while. But I think that was like a training thing for him. But he started to branch out. He started to develop into Seth Rollins. He became a character. The thing with Dean Ambrose, he ain't changed. There's no depth to his character whatsoever. And Roman Reigns, there is absolutely no depth to his character. And what depth they're trying to add and have him be manipulative and all that stuff is all forced. It doesn't seem natural at all. There's no nothing. And both him and Dean are just like these guys. They're just like these guys with these like really shallow presentation about themselves. And it's just, I don't know. I just can't click to it. I can't click to it. And I'm glad he has the belt. I wish they would somehow connect to the whole like wall of champions, because that was all the rave when he was going after the IC belt last year. Wall of champions. They haven't talked about the wall of champions since. Okay, we get the Wyatts, oh God, versus the Dudleys, Ryback, and Kane. That they don't try to do a pyro this time. Again, remember, last night, Kane tried to do the pyro. It did not show up. They did not address it on SmackDown. I thought they were going to address it on SmackDown. Why his pyro didn't work. Apparently, it must have been a major botch. And whoever the fuck was in that chair forgot to push that button. Uh-oh. That son bitch is future endeavored. I'm surprised they didn't just do like a squash match on some jabroni. Have Ryback just go in and squash some dude just to be like, yeah, I'm the big bad motherfucker. And have it be the guy, or even Kane for that instance. They should have let that son bitch, put that son bitch in some trunks and send him out there as a jobber to get fucking choke slammed and tombstoned, and that's your punishment. He's going to be safe. It's just a matter of just like, dude, you fucked up. You know, it's not saying like risk his life and neck or anything like that. Just, you know, have some fun with it. But they didn't resort to it. They just went on and raised the things. They didn't go into why or if that was actually an issue, if Bray Wyatt actually owns a piece of Kane's powers. All right. The Dudley Boys they take a licking and keep on ticking. And the Wyatts have just been laying it, thy smacketh down on the Dudley Boys, and it's no different tonight. Even without Tommy Dreamer and without Rhino, you get the big red machine, and you can fucking get right back the fucking whatever the fuck he is. It ain't no help. Just at some point, the Dudley Boys, they need to snap. They need to fucking just lose it or something. Or I mean, it's not. It's if we're trying to make the fucking Wyatts strong, then they got to keep beating up the Dudleys. They got to move on to something else. But again, this is the dip. And as many times we've seen them face the Dudley Boys, it's not going to be the last time we see them face the Dudley Boys until they start picking up another storyline. With who? We don't even know. That's the thing. We don't even have an inclination of who it could possibly be, because honestly, there's no one person that we could actually think of, focus on to even feed to Bray Wyatt. But if you were to feed to Bray Wyatt a babyface, at some point that babyface is going to have to get over. Say, take the breakout star of the year, fucking Neville. Maybe if you want to go after fucking Tyler Breeze, give him something to do. You want to go after a guy that's really, you know, that's very full, that's very vain, you know, the selfies, just torment the guy, torment the poor guy. Have some fun with this. And have Tyler Breeze just fucking like just scared out of his fucking wits and think that he can actually fight back, but you know, he go down in flames. Sounds fun to me. You're not going to do much with the motherfucker. You may as well. Like, feed him one of the 7 deadly sins. Vanity. Why not? Well, anyway, the Dudley Boys, I don't even put in my notes that the Wyatts win. I just put no win for the Duds. Ugh. We get a little Christmas skit. It's a continuation of the Santino, what him setting up for the Christmas party, but he showed up. And there's, I think, like Adam Rose spotting. I forgot who was with him. I forgot who was fucking with him, but it was Adam Rose. And then there was Summer Rae and Tyler Breeze. And they're like, you didn't invite us to the party. But the place is a wreck. And you would like to think that maybe the party was so crazy that it would end up wrecking. No. It's because someone actually trashed the party. And come to find out, it was Stardust. He's the guy who took took the star in his red gloves and the Ascension, and they're basically the Grinches, and they're assholes, and they're in Santino's face like, what the fuck you gonna do about it? We stole Christmas. Neville shows up like, what the fuck? Titus O'Neil's like, what the fuck? And then Stardust is like, well, if you can beat my boys, then we'll give you back Christmas. And Santino's like, word up. I guess we got a match. I guess they set up the match between the Ascension and not Santino, but with Neville and Titus O'Neil. And in this skit alone, Neville is showing a little more charisma. Probably the most charisma he's ever had since he's been on the roster. Well, anyway, we get the Usos versus Rusev and Alberto Del Rio. And this is basically a revenge match because yesterday, if you watched the show, the League of Jobbers jacked the Usos in the back. Just beat the living shit out of them because I think they were going to join Dean Ambrose for the cage match or something. So they took them out before showing up. And it was so weird, so awkward. So awkward. But this was their revenge. And it was to no avail because the border stomp, again, which I like to call the border stomp, Alberto Del Rio's move where the guy's in a tree of woe hanging down and he just stomps on their ass and for the 1-2-3 victory. And it's like, okay. Usos. They pick the bones afterwards. There's a situation where he got one of the Usos, maybe Jim, I don't know. Let's just say it's Jay, right? They're holding him up, all three of the League of Jobbers. Alberto Del Rio has his U.S. belt over the face. It's like, what are you doing? If he's going to catch a brogue, that's only going to absorb it, I guess. Well, anyway, but before Sheamus can actually apply a brogue to the face, guess who shows up? It's Bully Raids. It's Superman. Like, oh yeah, look at these guys, the League of Jobbers, ADR, fucking Wade Barrett, Rusev, fucking Sheamus. These are bad motherfuckers, man, some bad dudes, and they are just nothing. I mean, you got the Usos, it's two dudes. They can't do nothing with the fucking League of Jobbers. But one dude who's just, I guess he's just a fucking Tasmanian devil. And he just floors every one of them. He doesn't hit Wade. I think he's hurt. But he doesn't hit Wade. Wade just backs off like old bitch. And he stands tall in the ring. I think the Uso gets a super kick on Sheamus. But for the most part, it was like Roman Reigns. Just like, oh, look at here. This guy clearing house yet again. It's like, all right. Thanks for coming, League of Jobbers. He takes out all of them. And you get another Happy Holidays segment with Dean Ambrose, Santino, Becky Lynch, who wishes you a Beckstacular chill. And the New Day, wishing people a Happy Holidays. The Ascension versus Neville and O'Neil. My notes just say Red Arrow. How the fuck do the Ascension still have a job? They both just jobbed out the Ryback like 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, these motherfuckers, how these sons of bitches are still on the roster is beyond me. And normally they would do some shit where, you would just job out heavy. You just play it like a joke. And then you got to go. And they did that shit with Ryback, again, 2 weeks ago. And they're still on the roster. I was like, Chew, see ya. And yo, take your boy Breeze with you. But they still around. They lost to the Red Arrow, to Neville and O'Neil. And we get Ziggler in the back. And shut up, Ziggler. You can't talk. I wish he would not talk. But he does mention, will 2016 be the year of Ziggler? And not only will he win the IC belt, but maybe he'll win it all. He doesn't say that he wants, I'm coming for you, Reigns. He doesn't say that. He just says, maybe I'll win it all. Fuck out of here, Ziggler. You're a joke. They made you to a joke. There's no coming back. Remember last year when you were kicking ass and taking names? Survivor Series, all that shit. Rolling Stones, Wrestler of the Year. Whatever happened to that shit? You're being called out on the Slammies on some like if there was a has-been award. Yeah. Dude, maybe they will turn something. But if they ain't done it by now, especially while like Orton, Cena, and Rollins are out, if he's actually dropped down a notch while those three are out, there's no climbing the totem pole, people. There's none. I mean, there's none. People, they've done it before. Ryback, Sheamus. They knocked them too far down. They knocked Sheamus too far down. They knocked Sheamus too far down. They knocked Rusev too far down. They knocked down the whole fucking League of Nations. They knocked all those sumbitches too far down. And now there's no way, absolutely no way. They gave the belt to Sheamus. No way to gain any kind of respectability, to be believable, to be a threat. Especially when you and three of your fucking homies are all getting taken out by just one dude in one punch. So Mr. Dolph Ziggler, good luck with that, okay? Good fucking luck with that. There's always ROH. There's always fucking New Japan. There's always Lucha fucking Underground. And there's always Brazzer. They gave you an opportunity. They gave you an offer, dude. There's always Brazzer. You want to be a stand-up comedian? Yeah, the joke's on you, bruh. What's going on here? So Charlotte comes out in a stupid Santa outfit, and she's facing job mode, Brie Bella, and Becky Lynch is on commentary, and it ends with a spear. But the match between Charlotte and Brie, there's a moment where she gets her in the spear, and then you think it's about to be the pin. Sasha Banks music hits. And I'm really glad that Sasha Banks music is the Team Bad theme. I made a post about, I said something about that, how her song is just better than Naomi's. That's it. It's not that I think that Naomi's song is not deserving. I just go, it's just a better song. And somebody was like, well, you nitpick at everything. I'm like, man, fuck you. He's like, and guess what's happening now? Her fucking song is the lead song for Team Bad. So eat a dick, eat a penis souffle. Whoever the fuck made a comment watching this about me nitpicking over the music. I wasn't nitpicking. I was just saying it's just a better song. Penis souffle. Well, anyway, they come out. And they came out to basically dump eggnog on Becky Lynch and then stomp a mud hole in her. But do Charlotte Flair come to her aid? She looks at it. She's like, whatever, figure 8 on Brie. Brie taps out. And Team Bad goes up the ramp. Charlotte basically goes out to not see if Becky Lynch is okay, but they just laugh at her. You got Owens in the back with Young, and he's just a bitter, sour grape motherfucker. That's my belt. I'm the breakout star. Ziggler who? And we proceed to the fucking triple threat match. And the story of this entire match is the brutality of Owens. It gets a little silly when they go up the ramp and they start hitting each other with Christmas trees and tossing each other into presents and all that shit. They Ziggler and Ambrose team up and throw Kevin Owens into the Christmas tree. It's just okay. This is, by the way, if you watch the show, if you're watching the show, this is an intercontinental fucking match. This is for the belt. This is for the IC belt. And you're tossing presents at one another. I'm just saying, I know the IC belt don't mean shit, but you don't have to treat it like shit. You can back off a little bit and have just a little bit of integrity towards that belt. But Again, and plus, again, it's somewhat of a brand split. Daniel Bryan was supposed to take that IC belt, represent SmackDown, and keep it moving. But that was not the case because of his injury. They threw it on fucking Ryback. They now got it on fucking they put it on Kevin Owens. Now they have it on Ambrose. And as much as you want to think that they can bring back the respectability of the IC belt, you're getting smacked with a Christmas present and tossed on a fucking Christmas tree for it. Okay? I'm just saying. But they focus on the brutality of Owens this whole match, to where there's a part in the match where there's like a chicken wing belly to back suplex where Ambrose lands hard and awkward on the side of his neck. Just really hard. To where Mike Chioda actually has to back up Owens because he's like, yo, dude, this is fucked up. You know, break the fourth wall here. Well, anyway, he's like, back up, and he keeps checking up on Ambrose. And every time Kevin Owens was to grab him, Chioda's like, yo, I'm telling you, dude, back the fuck up. And they showed it on replay. And then one of those new peeps outside the distraction roll-up. But you have the fucking constant replay of that fucking thing. They replayed it at least like, let me check. They replayed it like 80,000 times. Oh, look at him land on his neck. Land on his neck. Look, oh, look. If it's not slow enough, if it's not close enough, here's it much slower. Here it is much slower and much closer. But it looked ugly. It really did. So he went outside and started fucking up Ziggler. Well, anyway, Ziggler gets back into the ring, and it looks like he's about to do it up. Oh, yeah, there's another spot where the Dirty Deeds is applied. What is that? It's like a Dirty Deeds is applied to Owens as a zigzag is applied to Ambrose. It's like, boom, they're all coming down with the move, and that looked pretty impressive, like something straight off the indies. That's exactly what that was, a combo of finishers. You're thinking Ziggler's about to get the best of them both, but he's still about to, sweet chin music. He's fucking preparing the band, and he goes to kick Ambrose. Ambrose catches his foot. So rather than, I guess, playing off on the fact that he missed the super kick, he proceeds to kick Kevin Owens, which leaves him wide open to be put into Dirty Deeds. And Dean Ambrose retains. And that was your Super SmackDown. No jobbers, no League of Jobbers showing up to sort of get retribution on the fact that his boy just, you know what? Again, this was supposed to have been a lighthearted show. And for what it's worth, again, it was a little taste of SmackDown during the holiday season on USA to prepare in January. Okay? I know I'm just trying to fill up time for the podcast, but just talk a little bit. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope a lot of it made sense. Again, moving forward it's going to be a rough, not necessarily bad shows, but it's not a sense of urgency during this time of the WWE wrestling season to get worked up about new feuds, new angles, and anything of that nature. Right now, we're just preparing for the Royal Rumble. The next time you'll probably see any kind of real programming, again, we got the troops, and then we got Raw next week with return of John Cena in Brooklyn. And that's going to in itself be more of like a John Cena show. It's going to stretch out for a while, just this sort of limbo until the till the Royal Rumble, and then going into Fastlane, and then after Fastlane, that's the road to WrestleMania, right? So sorry about that. The Raw general manager keeps hitting me up, but anyway. If you haven't yet, and if you're checking this out for the first time, you're listening on iTunes, you're listening on Stitcher, you're listening on SoundCloud, and you're listening on Podbean, please add me. Throw me into your favorites. Every week we get the New Day podcast. That's me and Nathan Newman from All Eyes on the Ring. And we just basically talk about wrestling news through the week. We don't really focus in on any one promotion. We kind of talk about ROH, New Japan, and news, and just things on Twitter, just back and forth, things of that nature. We get Peter's Raw Recap, and that is a YouTube-only thing. So if you're on YouTube, you get Peter's Raw Recap. After every Raw, I talk to you for about 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And then we have Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling. That's basically how everything started. It's me and my homie Jake Grandi from Fast Under the Wall podcast. Jake Grandi, Peter, we review Raw and just talk about different stuff. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about, he hit me up and he wants to talk about ROH, Final Battle, which I thought was a horrible show. Then we have Monday Night Raw. We're going to do that. We have, have we talked about TakeOver? Yeah, I don't know. But definitely, we're going to talk about SmackDown too. Even though I'm doing Peter Talks Super SmackDown, we're going to talk a little bit about it just because it's wrestling news. Then Peter Talks SmackDown. There will not be one on Thursday or Saturday or Friday or whatever because I'm doing it now. So, yeah. So if you're on YouTube, subscribe, add me, all that stuff. You can add me on social media, PJTW Central. That's PJTW Central. And then I have another account, and that's what all, L in Japanese, LINJAPANENSE. So L in Japanese or PJTW Central on anything, whether it's SoundCloud, that's what the SoundCloud account is, Instagram, hell, I even got a Snapchat. And is there anything else? Yes. Comment. Leave a comment. You got something to say? Leave a comment or send me a tweet. Like, hit the thumbs up or hit the star or whatever thing that expresses that you enjoy what you see and hear. And the most important thing you can do is share. Sharing is caring, folks. Sharing is caring. Because if you're a person who likes wrestling and you listen to podcasts, again, I'm to the likes of no means trying to compete with the likes of all the great podcasts out there. I'm just a classic man, just doing my thing, trying to get the attention of people who wants to hear a different perspective on the WWE along with other wrestling promotions. So yes, go back and check out my Final Battle review. Go and check out Peter's Raw Recap. Also, check out last week's SmackDown. Check out Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling. This week will be episode 72. So, yeah, thank you for checking this out. Again, just a dude with his opinions. Labor of love. There's no Amazon link. There's no dirt sheet talk. It's just straight opinion and discussion about wrestling, because we all love it, right? So, all right, I'm going to get the fuck out of here. Happy holidays. I'll see you tomorrow, and then that'll be the last you see of me for quite some time until I say next Monday. So, until tomorrow, watch out for those foreign objects. Peace.